Previously on Chaos Town.
The proportions are, well, they're proportions. I don't know. It's like it goes down. Like, this is like the equivalent of like if a girl had Dorito body. It's like that's good. Good meaning very bad. Okay, this is like so stupid. But all of this is stupid, so I don't know what I'm saying. Again, like stupid. Like now I look at this and I'm like stupid. I had ideas. Like, what can I say? Something was going on this day on August 4th, 2014. I was clearly going through something. This is cursed. This is cursed and I don't like it. And if I have to see it, you have to see it too. So you're welcome. Bro, like, why was I so freaking like emo and edgy?
And now it continues.
How many wrist injuries have we had in the past 3 months? 5. The answer is 5. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna get right into it. If you've seen the title, which I'm assuming you have, you know what's up. I'm gonna be reading from my dream journal again today. Also, quick side note thingy, normally I don't read these ahead of time. I kind of go into them blind, so my actual genuine first time reaction is being recorded, but last night I decided to just give them a little look-see and let's just say, you're in for a bit of a doozy. Alright, so this first one comes from December 27th, 2017. At my college, me and some friends, I don't really know these people, I don't think, wanted to play baseball, but all the fields were taken. We finally find a little area where we can play because some people who were actually on a baseball team said we could use it. Before we can actually play though, the scene changes. So we're at some huge convention and there's all these people wearing military type uniforms walking around, but there's also a lot of normal people too. I think the convention was being held in like a huge mall. I mean, like, this place was as big as the Oculus in New York, maybe even bigger than that. For context, I will put a picture of the Oculus here. I literally have only been there once, but apparently left an impression on me enough to enter into my dreams. I was with some guy that I don't think I actually know, but he looked so familiar. He walked up beside me and told me to follow him. I did. He was part of a spy league along with the other people who were trying to play baseball with me in the first dream. Anyway, he told me to meet him on the 2nd floor of the mall, but we had to take staircases on opposite sides. I get to the top and I don't see him at first. Then he walks up beside me again and links his arm in mine and we're walking again. He's wearing a uniform that he stole from one of the military people. As we're walking to this checkpoint looking place, I see this kid that was basically my partner in High School Media production, and his hair was so long that he could braid it, apparently. I start waving at him and calling his name, and he sees me and smiles and waves back. The guy I'm with then takes off on a run with my arm still locked in his. I say goodbye to my friend from high school and we go through the checkpoint. The guy who I'm with tells me I'm his wife who just got out of surgery, you know, if anyone asks. We're in this tiny roped off area with some of the other military people and the other spies, the people from baseball, and the guy starts talking to some of the other military guys. They keep giving me some weird side looks, but I just smile and keep my eyes looking dazed. At one point, my guy even says when one is staring too long, "Don't mind her. She just got out of surgery." Anyway, all of us, me, the guy, and the other spies, are about to leave. We're supposed to walk out this one exit, but they slip through a different one when no one's looking. We think we're in the clear until an alarm goes off. We all scatter and run. I have no idea where I'm going because this place is so big and no one will let me hide in their store. Eventually they catch me and throw me in a room with the other spies. The guy just looks at me and apologizes. We were then moved into this long hallway with a door at the end. The hallway kept getting shorter and shorter until we were right in front of the door and it opened and we were pushed in. We fell into water immediately. The whole room is like a giant pool. We started getting sucked down towards the end, and one of the guys who captured us said that once we were in the water long enough, we would forget who we were and start attacking each other. My guy looked to me and told me that I had to get out. The other spies had already gotten sucked pretty far downstream, but me and the guy started trying to swim back towards the open door. We got really close, but I was getting to a point where I couldn't fight it anymore. The guy pushed me as hard as he could, and I was able to reach the door, but he got sucked back down by the current. The look in his eyes, how do I even describe that? It was like he was telling me to go on and avenge them or something. The current shut off, and I pulled myself out and was through the door again, which closed as soon as I went through it and turned to frosted glass so I could only partially see through it. I just sat on the other side of that door in shock, and it was loud and then silent and then loud again as one of the spies slammed another spy against the door and there was blood everywhere. I got up and ran. I went into the boys' bathroom and tried to find a stall to hide in, but none of them had doors. I was also magically dry now. Anyway, next I tried the girls' bathroom, which also had no doors. I just started freaking out while this group of girls found me and told me they could help me. They changed my hair and my clothes and my face so I didn't look like myself anymore. I was unrecognizable and I was able to escape. So yeah, that sure was a wild night for me. Alright, this next one is from January 1st, 2018. We are starting off the year with a weird dream. So, of course we are. So I was at my old middle school, and me and some other people were supposed to be part of this presentation that a friend of mine's mom was giving. I don't know what this friend's mom really looks like, so I have no idea who this lady really was. Anyway, it's time to give the presentation, and I'm walking up to the stage in the cafeteria, and I see this girl that I'd known like since the 7th grade, and I asked her what she was doing there, and she told me she was still trying to get out of the 8th grade. I was in college when I had this dream, by the way. Anyway, I get out onto the stage and the presentation starts. I don't know what it was really about, but halfway through I taped a picture of Obama to the projection screen and everyone just started cheering. I couldn't tell if my friend's mom liked that or not, but the presentation was over after that. We were all cleaning up everything on the stage, and backstage we found apartments up this secret staircase. There was a pizza party going on up there, so we went. Anyway, we get back down, and my friend's mom, or this lady, whoever she is, hands me a big box full of cardboard and asks me to toss it in the dumpster outside. It was really cold and I didn't have a jacket or shoes, but I said I would. When I got out there though, I found out it was a setup. Some people popped out of the dumpster and came after me, so I ran back into the school through the front entrance, but found that the place was a maze with staircases going every which way and tiny passageways and stuff. I kept running till I lost them, and that was pretty much it. Next dream. Alrighty, this one is coming in hot from January 4th, 2018. In my dream last night, all these people were trying to kill me and my brother, or at least capture us. We were in this woodsy area until we found an old warehouse full of tons of stuff. We were messing around in there for a while until some of the bad people found us and started chasing after us. We ran out of the warehouse, and my brother tripped and fell, and all these pictures of us when we were younger fell out of a box that he had been carrying. He was trying to pick them all up, but the bad guys were gaining on us, so we each grabbed one and kept running. It was like we were outside my middle school. Why am I always at my middle school in my dreams? Could be all the trauma that I endured there, but anyway, moving on. It was like we were outside my middle school where the playground is, only there was no chain link fence around it. There was a van that we were supposed to get into and escape, but we were waiting for some others too. My friend hopped in, and this talking Robin, who was a shapeshifter apparently, flew in too. The 3 guys that were supposed to protect us hopped in, they had been fighting off the bad guys, and we took off. They then told us that until they further assessed the situation, we would each be placed in separate safe houses. I was sent to Steve and Bree's house. Steve and Bree from SourceFed, to be more specific. SourceFed was my favorite YouTube channel basically all throughout high school. It did unfortunately end like right before, it was either right before or right after I graduated. I was very, very sad by that, and honestly still am kind of sad. But anyway, it was Steve Zaragoza and Brie Essrig's house, apparently, and I fell through this open hole in the floor and ended up in the basement. Steve then jumped down and told me that he had to walk me through because a lot of the things in his basement are enchanted, and they used to be monsters, and they only listened to him and Brie. As we walk through, all sorts of furniture moves and has extra things on them, like spikes or spindly little arms. I asked Steve why and how he had all this stuff, and he said that he collects monsters, but the only way to keep them contained is by turning them into furniture. We finally reached the end and went back upstairs. And this brings us to the final dream. This one is from January 5th, 2018. Shut up, I will feed you in a second. Stop growling. I was in the craft store and some lady came up to me and said something that made me give her the middle finger. She told me she was going to go find my mom, and I was like, whatever, or something sarcastic. The person I was with told me to stay in the bathroom while they handled it because they thought I might cause a fight. I was in there for a while, and when I came out, I was in a different place for a moment. It was like a monster bar or something. I closed the door and stayed in there till the craft store was outside the door again. When I came out, the person I was with left the store with me. I was in the this junkyard with my mom. We were trying to drop off this truck I was driving, but they were closing the junkyard as we got there, which meant that there was less and less exits every minute. We eventually saw this group of kids passing through and going out this side gate, so we ditched the car and followed them as the junkyard started being filled with rocks. Once we were out and we entered this building, and then I looked behind me and my mom was gone. The two ladies who were in charge of all the kids, ranging from like 8 to 18, were awful. They thought I was part of the group, and when I tried to explain that I wasn't, they blew a whistle and yelled in my face. Then this guy that was like 16 came up to me and we started quietly talking in the back of the group. I then told him that I have an idea, and as everyone was turning a corner, I grabbed his hand and we hid in the bathroom. We found an empty supply closet and hid in there for a while in case they noticed we were gone. We came out of the closet, but the guy was different. Now he was a prince that was fighting to be the king. We went to this rooftop where he said he would battle to be king, but he wanted me to be careful because there was a queen that wanted to kill me, and she might show up too. He then touched my forehead and told me that if things got bad, I could just fly away. Before the battle, he said he had a surprise for me, and we came into this room with all these vending machines. There were a couple other people there too that he trusted. He snapped his fingers and all kinds of desserts floated out of the vending machines. There were ice creams and donuts and cupcakes and cookies. We all jumped up to take a bite of them as they floated over our heads. But then it was time for the battle. I had to go with him to the rooftop. I was wearing all white and had a long flowing white cape on. We waited at the rooftop and the king came. He and the prince were fighting. Soon after, the queen came and she ran at me. I remembered what the prince had told me, to fly away if things got bad. So I jumped off the roof, but the queen caught the edge of my cape. I unlatched it so she couldn't have hold of me. For a second I was free falling, and as soon as I spread my arms, I turned into an eagle and I flew away. And with that, we conclude this segment of me reading dreams that I wrote down in my journal. We're actually almost at the end of this one. Like there's really not much left. We just have that little tiny bit, but it seems like I was having a lot of dreams during this time. Honestly, lately, I don't know if it's because I've been so busy or had an inconsistent sleep schedule or what, but I feel like I haven't had as many dreams. In fact, I don't even remember the last time that I actually wrote a dream down. But it is really fun and just amusing and entertaining for me to go back and read the ones that I wrote down from years ago. Because like it's weird, some of them I will remember like they happened yesterday, and then like some of them I'll be like, okay, I guess I had a dream about this. I mean, I wrote it down. I sort of kind of remember the first one with the spies, like certain parts of it. Like I definitely remember the part about blood being all over the frosted glass door, probably because that was traumatizing. But like the one about the junkyard and the guy who was gonna fight the king and me flying away with the cape and all that, like I have no recollection of that. But I'm like waiting for certain ones to come up that I really still vividly remember, even though they were like years ago. So I don't know when I will get to those, but I will let you know when I do, because I do have quite a few up here that are still like very vivid. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this week's video. Like I said, this is kind of becoming a series on my channel. There are others that you can find in a playlist that I will link below. Alright, well, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!